This is problem 10.6 from Brigham and Houston's Fundamentals of Financial Management, Concise 9th edition. We're calculating the cost of equity capital using the three primary methods listed in the textbook. All right, using the DCF, discounted cash flow approach, what's the cost of common equity? All right, so the DCF is equal to the dividend 1 year from now divided by the price today plus the long-term growth rate. Up here in the problem, the growth rate of the dividends is 6%, the common stock P0, the price is 22, the last dividend is 212, the last dividend was $2, but if that's growing by 6% a year, then it ought to pay $212 at the end of the current year. They've already calculated that for you. So here, for the part A, the rate of return would be 2.12, that's the dividend 1 year from now, divided by $22, which is the price of the common stock today, plus the long-term growth rate of 6%. And if I remove some of those decimal places, given that Excel still has that glitch where it'll add 15 decimal places to stuff, the estimate under the DCF, for the discounted cash flow, 15.64%. In part B, we're asked to calculate using the capital asset pricing model. And for cap M, K is equal to K risk-free plus the risk premium, the market risk premium, times the beta. Okay, so with this one, if the firm's beta is 1.2, the risk-free rate is 6, and the average market return is 13, then the cost of capital here would be 6%, the risk-free rate, plus the market risk premium, which would be 13% total return, minus the 6% growth, the 6% risk-free rate. So that's the market risk premium would be 13% minus the 6%, and then times the beta of 1.2. So with that estimate, we get 14.4% as our estimated cost of equity capital using capital asset pricing model. All right, the third method that they discuss briefly in the textbook is to take whatever your bonds are yielding and then add a risk adjustment. And in the question they say use the midpoint of the risk premium range discussed in section 10.5. Well, 10.5 discusses a lot of stuff, and where they're particularly sending you to is the section in there that estimates the cost using this dividend yield plus the risk adjustment. And in the textbook, they actually give you a range of 3 to 5% for that. So the midpoint there is 4. And that is actually discussed in section 10-5B, which is on 357 of the textbook. Okay, so if we're assuming a 4% range on that, then that'd be 11%, which is the firm's bonds are earning 11%, and then the midpoint of 3 to 5% would be 4%, or a grand total of 15%. All right, part D, if you have equal confidence in all of these and you think they're right, then you just use the average. That comes out to around 15%. Here's the deal though, in most of the real world problems out there, these numbers are going to be wildly different. Okay, and they might still be wildly different from here because that risk premium they're talking about, that gets bigger and gets smaller depending on the particular year. So 3 to 5% maybe, but it can also, at short periods of time, spike up and down. So what would you do if this number came out really goofy? Let's say that you did these calculations and this came out to be 35.75%, and then you got 14.4 with this, and this was 15. Would you still use the average? No, what you would probably do is either take the average of the ones you think might be it. You might just toss that number out altogether, or you might say, well, I don't believe any of them, I believe this number is best. Okay, so in textbook world, the answer is to take the average of what you got. In real world, the answer is to use some judgment in there.